Welcome to three pre-match analysis and predictions for the upcoming clash between Manchester City and Real Madrid. This match is part of the knockout playoffs of the Champions League. It will take place at Manchester City's Etihad Stadium on February 11th at 9 p.m. UK time. Fans in the UK can watch the match live in Amazon Prime Video, while in Spain it will be broadcast on Movistar Plus, Liga de Campeones and Liga de Campeones 4 through Movistar Plus and Orange. First, make sure to subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest news from the championships and other leagues. Manchester City enters the match against Real Madrid with inconsistent form. In their last 5 games, they have won 3, drawn 1 and lost 1. Pep Guardiola's team has scored a total of 14 goals, averaging 2.8 goals per game, but their defense has conceded 9 goals, 1 per 8 goals per game. Concerning statistics, when facing an attacking powerhouse like Real Madrid, Man City's attack remains highly effective, with multiple scoring options. Their 6-0 victory over Ipswich Town showcase their offensive dominance. However, the 1-5 defeat against Arsenal, although exposed defensive vulnerability, especially when facing teams that press aggressively. The biggest concern for City right now is their defensive stability, while Ruben Dias and Kyle Walker remain key figures. Guardiola's defensive system has at times struggled against high-speed counter-attacks. With their current form, Man City can still control the game thanks to their possession-based style and attacking versatility. However, if they don't improve their defense, they could face serious trouble against Real Madrid's lethal counter-attacks. Real Madrid enters the match against Manchester City in a fairly stable form. In the last 5 games, solidity of their defense. Real Madrid attack remains efficient with impressive victory lines 3-0 against Brest and Real Valladolid. However, they have faced difficulties in title matches, such as their 1-1 draw against Atletico Madrid and a 0-1 defeat to Espanyol. Their biggest strength lies in their resilience in away matches. They have won both their last 2 away games without conceding a goal, demonstrating good organization and strong mentality. However, the defense is not entirely flawless, as seen in their 3-2 win against Leganes, where they conceded twice. With their current form, Real Madrid has the potential to trouble Manchester City. They possess an efficient attacker and a well-structured defense, but will need to improve their consistencies when facing teams with strong offensive power. In the last 5 meetings, both teams have been fairly balanced in terms of results. Manchester City had a 4-0 victory over Real Madrid. However, as the matches have often been tightly contested, ending in draws or with a narrow margin, highlighting the fierce competitions between the two European powerhouses. Expected lineups: Manchester City is likely to line up in a 4-2-3-1 formations, a system that allows them to control the game and maintain pressure on their opponents. Anderson will guard to the goal, while the defense features Nunes, Akanji, Diaz, and Badio. In midfield, the duo of the Bernardo Silva and Kovacic will play a crucial role in ball calculations and dictating the tempo. The attacking unit looks extremely dangerous, with Foden, De Bruyne, Savinho supporting the main striker, Erling Haaland. However, Manchester City is facing some injury concerns. Rodri, a key player in ball recovery and game control, will be absent due to a ligament injury. Additionally, Oscar Bob, Aker, Doku, and Ederson are also doubtful due to fitness issues. This could impact their ability to dominate possessions and maintain solidity and midfield. Tactically, Pep Guardiola is expected to stick with his signature possessions-based play and high pressings. The absence of the Rodri could make City vulnerable to counter-attacks, but with the creative trio of De Bruyne, Foden, Savinho, they still pose a significant threat to Real Madrid's defense. Most importantly, Erling Haaland remains a lethal weapon, ready to punish any mistakes from the opposite positions. This match will be a major test for Man City, especially in executing the game plan without Rodri. However, given their squad depth and current form, they still have enough quality to dominate the game against Real Madrid. Real Madrid expect live defensive crisis and counter-attack strategy. Real Madrid heads into the match against Manchester City facing a defensive injury crisis, forcing Carlo Ancelotti to make a crucial adjustment. The team is expected to use a 4-2-3-1 formation to maintain a balance between defense and attack. Thibaut Courtois remains the first choice goalkeeper, but the defense is the biggest concern. Federico Valverde, midfield, might have to play as a right back, while Tubman is expected to fill in a centre back alongside Raúl Asensio. Ferland Mendy is the only reliable option a left back. In midfield, Camavinga and Madrid will form a double pivot, responsible for ball recovery and playmaking. Despite defensive struggles, Real Madrid's attack remains incredibly strong, with Bellingham playing as an attacking midfielder, supporting the dangerous trio of Vinicius, Rodrigo, and Mbappe. Their pace and dribbling attack will be key weapons in Real Madrid's counter-attacks. Due to their makeshift defense, Real Madrid is likely to play compact defensive game, waiting for opportunities to hit City on the break. With the speed of Vinicius, Rodrigo, and Mbappe, Los Blancos will look to exploit the space behind City's high defensive line. These strategies could help them stay defensively secure while still creating dangerous attacking opportunities. However, the absence of key defenders like Carvajal, Rudiger, Militao, and Alaba will significantly weaken their defensive stability without effective cover. Real Madrid could struggle against City's relentless attacking pressures. This will be a huge challenge for Ancelotti and his squad in the upcoming showdown. Ahead of the Champions League playoff match against Real Madrid, Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola shares some notable insights about the team's current situations. He acknowledged that City is going through a challenging season, dealing with fluctuations in form and injuries to key players. Facing Real Madrid's formidable attack, which includes Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius, Rodrigo, and Jude Bellingham, Guardiola admitted that completely controlling them throughout the match would be impossible.
All four players are excellent. It's impossible to control them for the entire 90 or 180 minutes. We have to minimize their involvement as much as possible, but they will have their moments, and we have to accept that.
Meanwhile, Real Madrid manager Carlo Ancelotti made some notable statements.
It feels like both teams are playing in El Clasico because Real Madrid has faced Man City for many years. I can say that Guardiola is a coach who has contributed a lot to football: ball control, attacking play, pressing and building up from the back. He is an innovator in football, and I have great respect for that.
And now, the most exciting part of this video, the must-score predictions. From the end creating space for Haaland to exploit. However, Real Madrid won't be easily drawn into the City's game. Ancelotti's team will play completely conceding possession but always ready to strike with sharp counter-attacks. Vinicius and Rodrigo, with their pace and technical ability, can exploit the space behind the City's high defensive line, especially when Guardiola's team push up with high pressings. Predictions: Man City will likely score first, most likely through a combination between De Bruyne and Haaland. However, Real Madrid could capitalize on a key moment, hitting back with a counter-attack and equalizing through a brilliant play by Vinicius. Halftime prediction: a 1-1 draw. In the second half, the match could become more open, with both teams increasing the tempo. Man City will continue to dominate possession. A moment of brilliance would come from Phil Foden, who possesses excelling long-range shooting ability. If given space, Foden could strike from outside the box, potentially putting Man City ahead. But don't forget, Real Madrid are masters of comebacks. They famously defeated Man City in the dying minutes of the 2022 Champions League semi-final. A set piece of a well-executed play could allow Bellingham or Rodrigo to find the equalizer, bringing the game back to level terms. At the end of the match, it is highly likely that both teams will settle for a 2-2 pedigree, means they always find a way to regain momentum. A high-scoring draw seems like a fair result, setting up an incredibly exciting second leg at the Bernabeu. With everything both teams have shown this season, the clash between Manchester City and Real Madrid is set to be a spectacular showdown, where the biggest star in world football will shine. Can Man City capitalize on their home advantage to secure a victory? Or will Real Madrid's Champions League mentality once again lead to a stunning result? Let's wait and see how this exciting battle unfolds. What's your score predictions for this match? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's discuss. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on the latest analysis, predictions and breaking football news.